Welcome to the Stroke TV Foundation show, Meet a Professional. We have got a professional all the way from India who suffered a stroke, but now he suffered a stroke and now CEO of his own corporation. This Meet the Professional segment is dedicated to people, stroke survivors like him. So let me introduce you to Syed Hussain. Hold on a second. And my lovely co-host Deborah. Hold on.
Hey, everybody.
Hi.
Don't know why it's doing that all of a sudden. All right, there we go. Oh, Jim, great this time, right? All right, get right. This is a live recording. How you doing, Syed?
I'm fine, thanks, Aaron, and nice to be with you, Deborah. Thank you guys for your invitation to be on the show today, and hi to all those watching us.
Now, you are coming to us live from where? Where you're located?
From Bangalore, from South India. I'm sure you guys have heard about Bangalore before. Yeah. Well, if you have not, then Bangalore is an IT hub in South India, and for that matter, in Asia itself, and is believed to be one of the fastest growing cities in Asia. So it is the technology center in India, and that's the reason why it has international prominence.
Now, you had a stroke, correct?
Right. I'm a stroke survivor.
So when did you have a stroke?
Well, it was 13th of May, 2019. And I suffered a posterior circulation stroke, and the resultant condition was that I suffered from a condition called I'm not sure many people have heard about this. It's called neurogenic dysphagia, where you have this throat area which is rendered totally useless. So I lost total control of my throat, and the swallow function. There was literally no swallow function. I could not swallow anything, and the left side of my body was, it was, you could say, paralyzed. It took me more than about a week to 10 days to slowly regain the actions on my left side of the body. And my speech, I had very slurry speech and very incoherent speech, and except for my wife, there was no one else who could understand. She actually, when I was in hospital, well, of course, I was in the critical care unit for 2 or 3 days. Then I was transferred into the intensive care unit, and then I was in the general ward. Then I was in the transferred to the ward, and from there I got discharged and got back to the hospital. So this entire process, I was in the hospital for almost about a week or so before I reached home. And then it was something different. It was something my world had changed totally. I could not climb steps. I could not even open the door. I could not get out of bed myself. I could not even go to the washroom myself without help. So I was totally in need of help to do anything and everything on a daily basis. So it took me almost, you could say, around 30 days, a month, just to be able to eat regular food. Until then, since I had lost the swallow function, I was being fed through the Ryle's tube, which was inserted through my nose, and then liquid was being administered on a daily basis to 3 or 4 times a day, not more than 150 or 200 ml of liquid, which was probably a juice or some kind of soup or some vegetable soup, juices, these kind of things. I survived for a month without my normal food. You could say I did not have anything to eat. It was only after 30 days that I tasted normal food, when I actually began to swallow again. So you could say for almost a month, I was like anybody would have called me a vegetable. Not able to eat on my own, not able to do things on my own. I mean, not able to walk. Just imagine, for anything and everything, I needed support. So it was at this time, this phase, that the biggest help came from my wife. She was there for me. She pulled me through. She actually got me back to life, I should say. I owe it to her. My wife, Shazia Hermat is her name. and she bought me out of it. And without her, I wouldn't be sitting here, maybe even talking to you guys. I don't know if I would have survived.
It's an incredible story. And you guys, let me tell you, on March 22nd, he's going to be back to give us the whole story of the stroke, how he went through the steps, all the things he did to help him get out. So that will be his story coming up on the 22nd. So please stay tuned for that. And let me ask you a funny question before we get into your business and all that is, what was the first thing you craved when you could eat?
The first name, of course, I was thinking of God all the time, that God give me a second chance. I was, well, to tell you very honestly, the first, when I was able to speak normally, most often I used to call out to my wife, and it was in a very funny tone that I would speak. I always longed that, when my speech is normal, that I should call her name normally. Probably she was the one whom I used to call a lot during the day, was at least trying to call. So her name, Shazia, was something that, I wanted to very easily be able to speak and call out.
Now, what was your craving for food?
My craving for food, just imagine 30 days I was without solid food. I was without the normal food that I used to eat. We Indians are used to eating rice. We eat rice very much.
Yeah.
And we eat cereals very much. We eat vegetables very much. And most of the Indian population that you might meet is kind of vegetarian, you can say. So
Yeah.
I missed all that, normal food. We prepare something like called a roti or a chapati daily, which is something like the Mexican tortillas. So I missed all that. I was not able to chew. I was not able to swallow. So it was after 30 days that, slowly food was, I used to have boiled rice, mashed up rice, and light feed, something like this. So it was gradual, not all of a sudden, but it was gradual, just a few teaspoonfuls during every meal that I used to take, which was like once in 2 hours or 3 hours, and then it increased naturally, gradually, and then here I am. Today I'm having the same kind of normal food that I used to have before the stroke. So all that I used to miss, gradually, of course, my wife has provided me everything.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. We serve a mighty God, let me tell you.
Exactly. And in stories like these, you will find that, there is God, of course, is the divine power that actually runs the universe, governs our lives and everything. There's someone in this world too who is after God that you can call out to. In my case, it is my wife. I can say that.
Amen.
Now,
Amen.
curious, were you an entrepreneur before your stroke?
I was working for private firms. Since 2004, I've been working for consultants in India and also in the US. And I have actually been on senior business development positions. In 2016, I wanted to actually start on my own. But after the stroke, when I had to give up my job, I was not, I could not have worked as a regular professional. That was the time when I wanted to stop working for someone else and do something for myself. It was after my recovery from the stroke, you can say, I actually started regular work for my clients in the US in August 2019. But even before that, almost 1.5 to 2 years, I did a lot of marketing for my own firm. But then in August 2019, I actually really started doing regular projects. I mean, after my recovery, I started working, and that's when I started working as an independent service provider.
So tell me a little bit, tell me first your company name, what services you provide.
My company goes by the name Research Leads Inc. Right. So this company, Research Leads, as you can see, has a story behind it. The reason why I named it so, because I work for market research firms in the United States, and my clients, my customers are most of the times, 90% of the times, market researchers. So I help them enter new markets. I provide them with business development support, since I introduced them into new markets and to new clients, and that's something a very, that's an important service which market research firms require, because everybody knows market researchers are good at their science. They are
Yeah,
good at their research, but they are not marketing people. They are not sales people. They are good
exactly.
at science. So that's an area I actually fill that void. I actually provide them with that kind of support, and it works well for them. And also the reason why it works well for them is that I myself, I'm trained in market research methodologies. So I speak market researchers language with the clients, and a client's language to the researchers. So I'm a good connection between both of them. It's kind of unique.
It is very
Well,
unique. I love it.
it's really you're the growth of a company. Market research grows your company.
Exactly. I help market researchers. I help them grow their companies. So when their companies grow, my business grow. My business is actually linked to their growth. So that's how it is. That's the reason why I call my company Research Leads
Hmm.
INC.
Yep, I love it.
So I'm curious. As you know, I'm a member. I told you earlier, I'm a member of the C-Suite Network,
Hmm.
and this will be also broadcast on the business platform LinkedIn. Now, if you were to give, I should say, give your pitch,
Hmm.
give your elevator pitch to new clients out there, what would you say?
I would say, hey, look, if you're looking to enter new markets, if you're looking to meet up with new clients and new prospects, I should be the guy you should be talking to. I will help you with your, I will help you reach out to new people, to new customers. I have my own systems that work. This is almost something that, you heard from any and every marketing guy you come across. But in my case, I have a very specific experience with market researchers and advisory companies. So when I tell them this has a lot of value because I know the markets, I know their customers, I know where they should go looking for clients, and I make those connections. So that's my pitch.
That's a good one.
You basically connect the dots for companies.
Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. I make you meet your prospects, your clients, your would-be clients. That's what I do. I
Yeah.
make those connections.
And that's why when Saeed and I met and became friends, it was like you never know why you meet people and for what journey and where they're going to connect our dots. And when I met and started helping Aaron and joined Aaron, I knew that Saeed would be a good fit to share his story, not just of survival, but also people need this kind of help in their own daily lives and in their own businesses.
Those people who actually could take benefit from my services are those market research firms who are small groups, like 4 members or 5 members, or within 10-member groups, two small
Mhm.
groups who are actually jostling for market space and having a lot of competition in the market and looking to acquire new market share. And I'm the best, that's the best market segment for me to work with.
Mhm.
Yeah. And if everybody is wondering how to get a hold of Saeed,
Hmm.
you'll see his website in the ticker down below, along with his email. We encourage you to email him and visit his website and utilize those tools to get a hold of him. And I think you'll be impressed. Now, your area in India is known for its tech. It is a
Yeah,
tech industry of India, correct?
yes, it is.
And that is, what was the name again of it?
The name of the city is Bangalore.
Bangalore. No,
Yeah,
it's known around the world for tech.
yeah, Bangalore. And then just to make it easy for you guys to remember, you can say the Silicon Valley of India.
All right. So I'm curious, when you give a free consultation, or if someone calls you for the first time, how do you start your relationship? They get a free consult with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do not charge them. I offer them a free consultation. It's basically a kind of, I study their pain points. I take the opportunity to study their problems, their pain points, and know their business well. So when I know that, I create some kind of a custom solution, tailor-made solution to suit each client, because each client's needs are totally different. You have different needs. Deborah has different needs. Somebody else, Mr. A has different needs, B has different needs, and C has different needs. I do not have some kind of a one size fits all kind of a solution. Everything needs to be worked uh, totally customized, and then based on that, the kind of effort that goes into and many other inputs that actually go into creating the solution, the pricing comes up. And then I also take care to see the pricing is not something which they might be a little skeptical about, or probably in this time of we've seen the situation during this pandemic when people are having low marketing budgets, and then they are very people want to be a little bit conservative with their spending. So I don't charge them too big money either. Something which they can easily pay, happily pay, and something which I can happily work on is something we work on. It's different with different clients. I don't have a textbook process, ready-made price tag here. I work it out with my clients. Simple.
I like that. I really like that's incredibly great for people, especially like right now. I have my friend Dory who came on here. We call her our autoimmune geek, and she is a scientist that does functional medicine, and she
Uh-huh.
does the same thing. She said, I don't want to turn anybody away right now. People need to get
Right.
better, to feel better. So I'm going to work with what you think you can work with. And that is just something that I have to commend because it's incredible.
I just want to add one more thing here. My objective has always been to help small businesses grow. So my concentration is small businesses, and I don't charge them much either. I charge them something which they can easily pay.
I like that.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I in the U.S. have
Hmm.
a company in the U.S. and I
Hmm.
reach out to a company in India,
Hmm.
there's feels like there could be separation. How do you overcome that separation of distance? You're in India, I'm in the U.S.
Well, this is a very good question, but at the same time, you should. This is look at all the technology around us. Technology has made it very easy for us to connect
Mhm.
whichever part of the world we are. You see that companies in India, sitting in India, are offering customer service to clients in the United States. So how are they doing it? They're using technology. They're using technology plus such brilliant technology and platforms available right now. So many resources available right now that you can actually work for anyone sitting in the other corner of the world. So there's just for example, right now I'm in Bangalore. You are in the United States. We are talking as if you sitting in the next room there. So
Mhm.
technology had made this thing possible. So when an interview like this is possible, offering you my service is possible too.
Absolutely. But you also said sometimes in the United States, you stay up a little later.
Yeah, that's because we have a big time difference. So let
Yeah.
me tell you, from between Bangalore and the East Coast, New York, I should say, we have 11 and a half hour time difference. So you have to add one hour as you go towards the West Coast. So that's how it is. 11 and a half hours to EST, 12 and a half hours CST, 13 and a half hours MST, 14 and a half hours PST. So that's the time difference we have. So now, since I have to work your time, I have to work graveyard shifts in India. So I have to work during the nights. So I've been doing this since 2007, so 2006. So I'm okay with that. I've been working during the nights. So I sleep during the day. I'm awake during the nights. I'm used to it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you do get used to it. And then there's people that work with each other all over the country. I was telling you guys earlier, I have
True, true.
customers and people in Australia that I work with, and I stayed up or they stayed up. And you make it work, guys. You make it work to get the benefit of his business and what he can do for you. Hell, I'd
True.
stay up.
True, true, true. It's not like some time back when you were dependent on things like you have to be at the client's facility, you have to be in the client's city, or you have to be in the client's country to be able to help or to be able to work. You can do that even despite you having a time difference, despite you having a separation of maybe you being on one side of the world of the globe and the client being on the other side of the globe. It's still possible. Technology has enabled it.
Yeah, it is. It's amazing.
I think what really a key point is in today's modern technology, the world is a small place. Like you
True,
just said, Saeed, here you are in India.
Hmm.
true.
Sitting with me as if you're in the same conference room as I am.
Yeah.
And
True.
Deb is in Florida
Hmm.
on the East Coast. Look at the journey of the globe right here.
Yeah,
On,
and you're on the West Coast.
yeah, I'm
Crazy.
on the West Coast.
It's crazy.
East Coast, West Coast, and then halfway, half the
Yeah,
globe away, India.
Yeah.
Just the world is a global village, isn't it?
it is.
Yeah, I'm curious now. Your target market is smaller companies, right? You could what is your average size of company you work with?
So companies I work with, it could be anything between say 5 million to 100 millions. Let's take that size, that market size. Though that is the market size of companies which actually are working very hard in the market to get better shape market share. They are jostling with each other for market space. They have a lot of competition around, and they can use help from us. The two big companies which are well established, they do not need someone like us or small providers like us. They have established vendor relationships which they don't change very easily. So they work with big marketing vendors, big marketing companies, or with big suppliers, and they have established processes. They are not a good market for me. So what's a good market for me is between 5 and 100 million.
Great, great. Okay, got that. I know I'm really excited because this is really kind of a first, not a first, but we've always had need a profession, but we're really trying to focus on your business as a
Sure,
stroke survivor, but also meet a professional. And this
sure.
shows up with anybody, stroke survivor or just a professional. But Deb, you had mentioned Deb is also a small entrepreneur like me. I'm an entrepreneur. I do the same. What we're doing right here, right now, is entrepreneur. And Stroke TV Foundation is giving me talking to Saeed and getting in some information for you to start working together. So I look forward to that.
True,
Absolutely.
true, true. Absolutely. Look forward to it.
Yeah. So I'm curious, what do you have a specific or targeted type of business manufacturing, or do you pretty much offer your services to all types of business out there?
Let me say it's a little bit niche. My market is market research firms, and then I do advisory companies. That's about it. I'm not actually spread across everywhere. So that's a very niche market and a small, very targeted market. But of course, if someone else on a very specific, for any specific reason would want to use me, I can go step beyond this domain and work for them too. But that would be a special case, very special case.
Right, right.
Yeah, and that's the great thing about a free consultation because you can find out if you fit or not. So
True,
if
true,
you're out there with a business and you look and think I'm doing hiring a market research company,
true, true.
Saeed is there for free consultation. Find out if you're a free fit or fit for Saeed's company. And if you would, because I'm a stroke survivor and I forgot, it is Research Leads Incorporated, right?
True,
Yes.
true. Researchleadsinc.com.
Yep.
Right. Well, it's exciting for us to do this type of segment to reach across the world, across the globe to you. So, how do people get a hold? Are you on social media? Are you on Facebook and Twitter and all that? Or how do people get a hold of you?
Exactly. First of all, you are promoting my website here. It's called researchleadsinc.com. That's one channel of contact. And apart from that, I am also on Facebook. I have go by the name Research Leads. You can just put in search for Research Leads, you will find me, and the same name on Instagram. and then same name on Twitter.
Awesome. I really want myself and my audience to know. I want you to go back over so they know exactly what services you provide. So if you would please repeat exactly what you offer.
What I offer is business development and business expansion support, new client acquisition support. That's, everything put together. Just to sum it up, I am a business development support for market research and advisory companies in the United States. Simple.
So you just said the United States, so that really is your target area in the U.S.
Yeah, the target area is US, and in US too, particularly EST states, Eastern states.
Mhm.
Not that I can't work for other time zones. I can work, but my concentration has mostly been on the eastern coast.
I can see where that would be because
Oh
you see the time difference. You're already Sunday there. Saturday, we're doing the recording on Saturday, but Saeed in India,
it's Sunday.
it's Sunday.
Yeah, let me tell you, it's 1:20 a.m. on a Sunday morning here in India right now. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy. That is crazy. And we're in the afternoon. What are we, like 2 o'clock? 3 o'clock?
Yeah.
3 o'clock. It's crazy.
And
And
here
then-
we are on the West Coast, 11:15 a.m.
Yeah.
11:15. Yeah.
Yeah.
11:50 a.m. But you know, with my C-suite network contacts, they want to know and have confidence in working with someone in India. So there isn't going to be any issue with far as the distance goes from United States to India. There will be no issues with this.
No issues, nothing to worry. We can actually have a private call if somebody wants to talk to me, and then I can give them all the details, answer all the questions to satisfy their curiosity, and then they can take an informed and educated decision. So it's not something that they have to just go to the website and subscribe to whatever I provide. They have to talk to me first and then get to know me, and it's only after they think it's fine, they are comfortable, that we move ahead.
Yeah, as you and I both know, business is done on relationships. It's done on trust.
People you
True.
know and trust. Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that's why with this platform, it's so nice because what we're doing is first of all, we open it up not just to stroke survivors, but survivors in general, because in the end, everybody who's had a story of survival, we hear the same type of thing, the struggles are the same, the support they need is the same. So when we're bringing people stories like yours, you're a stroke survivor, but you also overcame and thrived beyond that. And we're giving people the ability to think outside the box of what they might want to do. The educators
True.
we bring could be somebody that could benefit you or could guide you, So this is just incredible. I love what we're doing, and I'm so happy to have you part of it. And Aaron, I pat you on the back every day for what you're doing, my friend.
Just to add to what Deborah just said, so today my conversation has been mostly on what I do as a professional and how I came back as a professional. My coming back professionally has been actually what we spoke about today. But I have reserved something about how I got back to life from death. So that is something reserved for the conversation that's supposed to happen on the 24th. So 24th, I'm going to be speaking more, giving more kind of tips to people who are suffering strokes, who have suffered strokes, and that probably might help them in their recovery too. You never know. I've got some very special things to talk about.
Oh, I can't wait. So you guys better tune in on the 24th.
Sure. Next 24th of next month, Sweasey can be on.
Yeah.
And he's going to be sharing his stroke survival story and really focus on that.
Yeah.
This show's about his business, and we're looking forward to seeing him both ways.
Yeah, me too.
Absolutely.
So I'm fascinated. Look at the technology. Now, how how do I, as a small entrepreneur, kind of direct my company, and you're going to help me steer my company in different areas, correct?
True, there are a lot of ways in which I can actually give you that help. One is by consulting you into whatever your business endeavors are. That is one way, and also working with you as an extension of your probably business development or marketing effort, or probably being a totally third party and working from outside the company giving you that help. So for that, I need to sit with you. I need to know your business in and out. It's only then that I can tell you, advise you which is the area that actually needs, that could be very helpful to you, where my participation is expected.
No, great. So will you give me a proposal or give your client a proposal in writing on the direction you're planning on going?
Sure, sure. What I just have one question for everybody who expects some kind of help from me. Just let me know what your problems are so that I can come up with something and I can discuss that more deeply with you. So you tell me your problems and your pain points, and then that is the starting point for my discussion with you.
Yes.
You really get, I mean, that's ideal. Yeah, I tell you my problem, you fix them. For business, that's godsend.
So
I tell you, and Aaron, for what you're doing, having had a stroke and having still had residual, what you're doing is incredible. Just having a little nudge from someone like Syed would be like mind-blowing helpful for you.
Well,
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
well,
can talk about that. There are so many things, and we can talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Probably we need to be on a, maybe say, a detailed private call.
Oh, absolutely.
Now, you are a CEO. Do you have staff or do you have other people? Will I be dealing with you directly?
I do have a few people who work remotely for me, and then I outsource some work to them, and then that's how it is. So going forward, gradually, when we have more volume of work come in, then we will set up small offices in Bangalore.
Yeah, you do. I get my opinion, my personal. A lot of the times, dealing with smaller corporations, I find much easier because I'm not only dealing with business, but I'm dealing with the CEO of the corporation. So it's feeling,
True.
for me,
True.
it's less intimidating.
True. That's because, in my case, I keep the associations very easy to happen, because I do not have too much of legal stuff that interferes, too
Good.
much of what you say, do's and don'ts. I just keep it very simple. All you do is, if you wish to work with me, you give me your NDA or take my NDA. We could work out something, and then I start working on a certain agreed upon date, and then you provide me with all the logistics support that I need to start work. And it's as simple as that.
Yeah, great. I'm excited. I'm really excited. So I would like to encourage you to visit Saeed's website. Send me an email. Let's just check it out.
Sure.
If you're looking to grow your business and to expand your business,
I'd be happy to answer anybody's email, anybody's message. If they can just go to my website and put in the information there, I get that as a message, and I can answer to those people any query they have, and then we can get on a conversation.
and they will be dealing with you directly,
Exactly.
which is a plus in today's world.
It is.
Exactly.
It is. It is. And that's where you just start off, guys, is just message him with whatever you think, whether or not you're a fit, you won't know until you guys talk. So start.
If it works, it's fine. If it doesn't work, that's okay too.
Exactly. So you start with that
Well,
step.
if I were to ask you to give me something, Saeed, that kind of sets you apart from all the other people out there, what would you tell me? Saeed, what makes your company different?
What makes my companies different is that I'm very easy to start work with, number one, and two, I am a researcher, trained in research myself. That's the reason why market researchers should work with me. That's my USP.
Yeah, so you are gonna do it yourself, which I find extremely great. because there's so many that I'm not saying all companies do this, but sometimes they get so big you get kind of treated like a number, not a value client.
True, 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 true. My first intention has always been to see how I can make money for my clients, even before I make money for myself. Because if my client makes money, of course they're going to pay me, and that's where my income comes from.
All right.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. I think I'm curious what it is that you would say in the U.S. you see as a flaw that you see marketing companies out there doing. Maybe that
Good question.
that you see you can improve on.
Very good question. Very good question. You just said it, because people should be treated as people, not as products, and not as subjects, and not as, company one, that's prospect one. Company two is prospect two.
Right.
Company three is prospect three. In my case, I don't do that. What these marketers need to improve upon is when they say company one, it is John. Company two is Jerry. Company three is Margaret. So on. They should know the people more. They should be more. They should be learning to work with people and approaching people and making friends with people. People is business. That's what you need to learn.
That's what makes you different right there. That's what
Exactly.
because that is a rarity in this day and age. Very rare.
Exactly.
People are sick and tired of the talking head. The corporate talking head that does that. Real business is done. This is why I love Jeffrey Hazelett. You can Google that name, Jeffrey Hazelett. Great man. Talks about.
I'll message it to him.
Yeah, that's just information. But it's about relationships. True business is about relationships. No more corporate fail, no more separation from the people.
Yeah.
It's a relationship.
True. I agree.
All right, well, I think we're pretty much done. Syed, I appreciate that. I appreciate you being here. I'm gonna do a little housekeeping, but I can't thank you enough for being here, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me on the show today. Thank you.
And of course, my gorgeous co-host. I'm sorry, can I say gorgeous? Thank you, Deborah, for being here also. Thank you.
You bet.
Thank you very much.
All right, you both have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
You have a great night, Syed.
You too, Aaron, and you too, Deborah. Thanks.
All right, boy, that was great. Hold on, bear with me. I'm just trying to close out the program. How's it? Okay. So if you've enjoyed this segment, this is me, the professional segment. Deb and I will be building on this every week on Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the Stroke TV Foundation YouTube channel. Subscribe to the channel. Click the notification icon. Like this video, share with somebody that may benefit from it, that may need them. We have a research company like Syed to help them grow their business. But I want to thank you for being here. Tell me what you think of the segment. Something new we're playing with and trying to develop is be that professional. Again, every Monday, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Appreciate everybody being out there. Thank you so much.